Funny designs on Etsy sell really well. The challenge is funny can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Here we can see a t-shirt. So this is how you make biscuits. A cat's learning how to make biscuits with the mummy. And we've got in 20 plus carts. Actually, monthly sales are 17, total sales over 400. And this listing is not even a year old. So this person's taken advantage of a really funny design. And as you can see, it's selling like hot biscuits. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through how you can make funny designs. A common complaint I get is, hey Zen, I love funny designs, but I'm not funny myself. So how do I manufacture funny designs? Well, I'm gonna break it down in this video, what makes a design funny and how you can use niche research to break down the funny niche and find how you can make sales on sites like Etsy. Let's jump in. A great niche research tool that you can use is Everbe. And in this video, I'm going to be showcasing Everbe. Here on the left-hand side, there's a keyword research tool. And when I type in funny, you'll see the search volume here is about 3,000 a month. The competition's a little over 6.3 million. That's right, you saw that correctly. That gets you a keyword score of 0, which is not very good. Now there's alternative keywords down below, but as you can see, there's lots of zeros down here, and it's because funny is such an oversaturated baseline keyword that you're not going to get much success just having a funny listing. People don't just search for funny, they search for funny something. I'm going to put a link to Everbe in the video description below. There's a free option and a paid option. Just a heads up, the link is an affiliate link, and that just means if you purchase the Everbe subscription, I would receive a small commission. The free option is pretty cool. You get some limited search results, but it definitely gives you an opportunity to test drive it. Okay, so let's ask ourselves, what makes a design funny? Well, there's a few different things. One of them is a shared truth. What do I mean by that? Here's a great example on Etsy. This is a pillow that says, Laura is my favorite child. And if you've got kids, of course, this is funny. And the reason, of course, is that when you ask a parent who's your favorite child, they're not allowed to tell you if they've got a favorite child or not. Of course, we love all of our kids equally, but we certainly like them different points in their life to different amounts. So this speaks to a truth, but it doesn't come right out and say on the pillow, I'm not allowed to say who my favorite child is, but it's actually Laura. Instead, she just comes right out and says it. Laura is my favorite child. So here you've got an opportunity to personalize it. You can put in your name of your favorite child, and we've got a great price point. We can see it's in 20 plus carts, total sales over 8,000, and monthly sales are 236. Another thing that's funny is if you exaggerate the truth. We've got in 20 plus carts, this is a motherhood PNG file where you could make your own t-shirt or sweatshirts. This is a digital download. And what's funny about it is it looks like a rock t-shirt. On the front, it says the motherhood tour. On the back, there's all these very mundane places that the person would go. Field trips, coffee shop, work practice. But it looks like an exciting rock t-shirt. So for $4.57, we can see here monthly sales 29, total sales over 200. So do the math on this. Over 200 sales, that's over $800 in sales off of one great looking digital download. And by the way, if you're wondering how I can see the sales data here, I've downloaded and installed the Everbe extension. So I'm using Chrome, which is a web browser, and inside that I go to the Chrome store, I download and install the Everbe extension, and that helps me see in real time sales data here on Etsy. I can also click on this Analyze Listing button right here, and that actually shows me a lot of information here about the monthly revenue, the total sales. I can also go into the shop itself, and I can take a look at shop data inside this store right inside of Everbe. We're talking reviews, we're talking listings, a whole bunch of information now that I can look at. Another thing that's really funny on Etsy is rudeness. People actually really like rude designs on Etsy, things you can't find in the Walmart or the Target. So here's an example, Granny Novelty Sublimation Design. This is $2.14, and it's a digital download. And you can see here the path of inner peace begins with 4 words, not my blankety blank problem. It's got a beautiful picture there of an old lady doing some meditation. And we can see here total sales $885. So don't be afraid of a low price point, $2. You might think, that's pretty wimpy. I'm not going to spend my time. But 800 plus sales at $2 equals big, big results. One of my favorite funny things features animals doing human things. Here's a great example. You've just buttered your last biscuit. This is a funny cat t-shirt. Total sales, a little over 2,800. Monthly sales, 413. Now, of course, there's other things in play, like having great thumbnails and having a great listing featuring keywords. but you need a funny product that just strikes the customer as instantly funny. This is easy to read. He's got a cute little face, and of course he's holding a gun. The difference between the cute cat holding the gun is partly what makes this funny. If this was a really scary looking criminal holding a gun, it wouldn't be funny. The fact that the cute cat is not normally dangerous is what's making this funny. All right, so there's really two methods you can use to find funny designs on Etsy, at least two that I use consistently. The first one is to go into Everbe and then search for funny and then something else. So searching for funny is not going to work. It's too competitive. But if I type in funny cat, for example, you're going to see the numbers change. Now, it's still a low keyword score, but what if I were to put something a little more niche in there, like funny accountant, for example? Now the keyword score goes up to 40. Another one is funny Jesus. That's got a keyword score of 20. Funny horror has a keyword score of 10, and funny horror vintage has a keyword score of 30. So you need to play around a little bit to find keywords that have a search volume and relatively low competition. That's one method. Method number two is to go onto Etsy first, scroll through funny designs and see what comes up that you think is funny. So here, for example, even though these are ads, I'm going to use these on purpose because they're near the top of the search results and they might be getting lots of views. So I'm going to take a look at this one here. This nice lady's got emotional support human, do not pet. We can see monthly sales is 7. Now this may be because they're advertising, but if it catches on and it becomes a trend, it could be worth looking at. So here we've got the actual listing. It's in 10 plus carts, total sales 124, 16-month-old listing. So what are they doing here from a keyword perspective? We can see here right at the start, emotional support human, that's sitting in the listing. Now I go on to Everbe and I type in emotional support human into the keyword research. We can see the search volume's 81, competition's very low at 385. So people are searching for this exact phrase. They're probably seeing the t-shirt on Etsy, or maybe they've seen it out in the real world, and they're like, huh, that's really funny. We can see the keyword score here is very good at 210. So is this going to be a huge global bestseller? Maybe, who knows? But if you're jumping on at the start of a trend, or if you notice a funny design and there's not a lot of competition, like in this case, this is where you could add your own take on it. I am certainly not saying to copy the design, but I am saying you may want to see if you can make a similar one, or maybe that's slightly different wording, slightly different look and feel. Stake your claim and take advantage of that keyword if the competition's low. I really hope you found this walkthrough helpful. I love using Everbe. I use it a lot to help me get print-on-demand sales and digital download sales, not just on Etsy, but on other print-on-demand sites as well. Because if you're searching for something on Etsy, it's quite possible you're searching for something outside of Etsy on other print-on-demand or digital design websites. I'll put a link to Everbe in the video description below. Here's another video on how you can have some fun in the world of niche research.